Hello everyone, so this is Mahmoud Lakbiba with you in another lesson which is gonna be about relative pronouns and relative clauses. Let's get started. We have a small picture here about someone killing somebody, and these are the sentences about it. I saw the man killed the boy. Here what do we have? Two sentences, right? We have sentence number 1 and sentence number 2. Do you like this sentence? What is the problem in this sentence, or these two sentences here? Yes, we have something repeated 2 times. What is repeated? The man. We have the man and the man, which is like redundancy in English. To make it a better sentence, we can do it just like this. We can say, I saw the man who killed the boy. Who here, it replaces the subject, it replaces the man that we have here. Okay, let's analyze this sentence here and see the components that it has. I saw the man who killed the boy. This sentence, it has 2 parts and 3 things, 3 components here. The first one is this, I saw the man, which is the main clause, because it's a sentence that can stand by itself. So the meaning is complete. I saw the man. And this one is called relative clause. Relative clause, because if we say here, I saw the man who, the meaning is not complete. We need something, okay, to finish it, and which is this idea here and this information. I saw the man who killed the boy, right? And this is called relative clause because it's related to this sentence here, and it functions as an adjective because it describes the noun that we have. So it functions as an adjective, and here is the noun, the man. So all the time, the noun, because here the adjectives talks about the man that we have here. And the last part is the who, which is the relative pronoun. Okay, so I saw the man who killed the boy. And this is what we're going to talk about today, relative pronouns, who, which, that, whose, when, and where. In Arabic, they are very easy, like what we have, الذي, التي, الذين, اللواتي, اللواتي, and so on. Okay, I'll check your understanding by this very simple exercise. Here you have 3 sentences. What you're going to do is finding the main clause in the sentence, the relative clause, and the relative pronoun in the sentences below, like this one here. Okay, let's get started with the first one. This is the car which works with electricity. What is the main clause here? Exactly, this is the car is the main clause. What is the relative clause? Excellent. So the relative clause which works with electricity. And what is the relative pronoun? Great, it's which. Number 2, I met the man. What is this? Good, main clause. Who works with me? Relative clause. And the last one, who, is the relative pronoun. Marrakesh is the city, the main clause. Where tourists like to stay, relative clause. And where is the relative pronoun. Okay, I hope that you understand this part. If you don't, try to repeat the video so that we can go to talk about each relative pronoun separately. And we'll start with these 2 relative pronouns. Let's have a look at this one. This is the teacher. The teacher teaches English. Again, we have the same problem. This is the subject, and it's repeated. So the teacher, right? To make it a better sentence, we can use who. Can you do it? This is the teacher who teaches English, and we're going to delete the teacher and replace it by who. Okay, and as you can see here, who all the time it has a verb after it. Okay, verb. So we never have a noun or a subject. So because it is the subject, it replaces the subject here, so it must have a verb here. Number 2, this is the house. The house was built by my father. Again, the house is repeated 2 times here and here. We can replace it by which. This is the house which was built by my father. Great. So now let's see more examples. Number 2, this is the girl. The girl got the first grade. Again, we have the girl is repeated 2 times, so what can we say to make it one good sentence? Very good. This is the girl who got the first grade. What about this? This is the textbook. We must bring the textbook to class. So textbook, we should replace it by which here. We're going to say this is the textbook. We must bring which to class, because here we have textbooks, so replace it by which. Right? No, it's not correct. Why? So this one is not correct, and the correct one is this. This is the textbook which we must bring to class. Teacher, why we have here textbook here and you replace it? You took it to this place. Yes, because which, it refers to the book. So, or the textbook, so it must come after the textbook, because we said this one functions as an adjective, so it should come after it. Now let's get the rules from these examples here. We have here who and which. What is the difference? What do you see here? We have a person, and here we have a person. Here, do we have a person? House? No. Textbook, is it a person? No. So who, we use it when we talk about people, right? And which, we use it when we talk about non-people. So non-people, it includes things, objects, and animals too, right? Is it clear? And I have got some good news for you. The good news are, if you don't know whether to use who or which, you don't know, you can use just that. And that means who and means which. It has the same rules. Like here, we can say this is the teacher who teaches English, or this is the teacher that teaches English. Here we can say this is the house which was built by my father, or this is the house that was built by my father. So what can we say here? Use that. This is the girl that got the first grade, and this is the textbook that we must bring to class. Okay, so now we have seen 3 relative pronouns: pronouns that, who, and which. What is the difference between who and which? Excellent. So let's move on now to the other ones. Here, let's have a look at this, or these 2 examples here that we have. This is my father, his car is red. So this is my father, and this is his car. Number 2, we have this is my father's car is red, and they are the same. So both of them, they are talking about possession. So possessive case, remember, his is possessive adjective. You can review possessive adjectives here, like this is my car, this is your car, this is his car, her car, its, and so on, okay? And your car, our car, and their car. Try to review these ones, because here we're going to use another relative pronoun, not who and not which. We're going to use whose. In Arabic, this is the meaning. In Arabic, they mean all of these, right? So how can we do this? How can we make it just one sentence using whose? Yes, very good. This is my father whose car is red. So whose replaces the possessive case and or the possessive adjective here all the time. And remember, all the time after whose we should have a noun. A noun, okay? Because for who we should have a verb, but whose we must have a noun. Okay? If we translate this one into Arabic, it would be like, this is my father whose car is red. هذا أبي ذو السيارة الحمراء. Or هذا أبي صاحب السيارة الحمراء. Or هذا أبي الذي سيارته حمراء. Okay? So the same. That's why I said it's this one in Arabic. You want another example? Okay. Let's have a look at this one. This is my dog, its color is brown. Or this is my dog, the dog's color is brown. So they are the same again. Okay? How can we make it one sentence using whose? Can you do it? Right. So this is my dog whose color is brown. So whose replaces the possessive case and the possessive adjective here. Whose now, we use it for what? Yes, we use it for possession. Do we use it like it refers to people or to non-people? Yes, it refers to people, like in example 1, because we're talking about father. Father is a person, people, and it refers also to non-people, like here, it refers to the dog. So, whose for people and non-people to show possession. Now let's move on to another relative pronoun, which is this one here. This is the time I start my revision at this time. So at this time is just a repetition. We can replace it using when. And some students would say, this is the time I started my revision when. It's not correct. So the correct one is this is the time when I start my revision, because when refers to the time here and it should come after it. Can you give me another example? Okay, at the end I will ask you to give more examples. So when we use it for time, it refers to time. And the last one is this. This is the school I used to teach in this school. So in the past, I was a teacher here. I used to teach there, and now I changed to another school. So I can say this is the school where I used to teach. Okay, so where refers to the school, which is the place, and where we use it for place. Okay, so that's it for these ones here. Now let's see some practice. What you're going to do here, you have the relative pronouns, and this is the use. When do we use it? With people, non-people, for time, place, and so on. Who? We use it for, excellent, for people. Which? Non-people. That, for people and non-people, so for both. Whose? We use it for people and non-people to show possession, so for possession. When? For time. Where? For place. Do you have everything correct? Congratulations. Another example. Remember, this is the exercise I gave you on Facebook yesterday, and I told you to do it. So this is the correction. And now I'm sure if you choose any correction or any choice here, any option, A, B, or C, you know why you have chosen it. You have the reason why. So the boy won the prize is my nephew. Whose, who, or which? What do we have here? The boy. Is it people or non-people? First, it's people. And here, won, it's verb. Right. So if we have people before and we have verb after, remember, we use who. Excellent. The man or the woman hair is black is my mother. So what do we have here? We have a noun. And here we have people, which is the woman. So we're going to use whose, because we said all the time after whose we should have a noun. 3. They sold the car you rejected last time. So the car, is it people or non-people? Yes, it is non-people. It's an object, it's something. So we use which. We cannot use who because we don't have people, and we cannot use where because we don't have place, but we have non-people before. Number 4, the school is the place whom, who, or where students study. So place, of course, it's place, we use where. 5, June is the month, shahr, students will take the national exam. Yes, because we have month, which is time, we're going to use when. So now go back and correct the mistakes you have made in the comment section on Facebook. Now let's recapitulate and see the general rule that we have. So these are the relative pronouns, and these are the rules for who. Before who, we should have all the time people, and after it we must have a verb, like this is the person who works with me. Works is the verb, and person is, it refers to people. Which should be, we should have non-people before, and we should have here either a verb or a subject. Like here, this is the cat which drinks milk, or this is the cat which I bought. Okay, which I is the subject here. That, of course, because it means who and which, here we should have people or non-people, and after it we can have either a verb or a subject. Whose, all the time, it can refer to people or to non-people, and like the teacher is people, and the dog in the example we saw is non-people, and after it we should have a noun. Okay, so this is my dog, its color is brown. So this is my dog whose color is brown. Color is the noun. When, before we should have time, and after we must have a subject. This is the time when I get up or get up. Where, we should have place here, and we should have a subject after it. This is the place where I teach. This is the school where I go. Okay, so you can take a pen and a paper and write down these rules that we have here. Okay, this is the last exercise here. What you're going to do is rewriting or joining these two sentences to make it one sentence. We have two sentences, 1 and 2. Try to make it one using relative pronouns like who, which, where, when, and whose. I'll give you like 4 minutes to do it. Okay, pause the video, do it, and let's correct. It was 6 o'clock. I went home at 6 o'clock. What do we have here? 6 o'clock, it's time. And with time, which one do we use? We use when. So, the correct one is, it was 6 o'clock when I went home. And we don't put anything here. We don't put a full stop. We put it just at the end. Full stop at the end. Okay. A physicist is a person. A person or a physicist teaches physics. Excellent. So a physicist is a person who teaches physics, because here we have person or people, and here we have the verb. So we must have who here. I bought the book. It was very expensive. So it means the book again. So it's like I bought the book was very expensive, and the book is non-people. So for non-people we use which. What are we going to say? I bought the book which was very expensive, or that was very expensive. This is my house. I live in this house. House is a place here. So this is the place, or this is my house where I live. Okay. Good job everyone, and I hope you understood this lesson. Now what you're going to do all the time, you have something as a homework, an exercise, and this exercise is you write 6 sentences, use a different relative pronoun for each sentence, like here. Sentence 1, use who, 2, which, that, whose, when, and where. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends. Thank you. I love you. Bye-bye.